Hi, everyone. Thanks so much for joining me today for this Nexford Virtual Tour webinar. We've just been waiting for a few minutes for more people to join us. So for those who have already joined, I would love for you guys to introduce yourselves. If everybody on the chat can just tell me from where in the world they're joining me from today, as well as which Nexford program they're interested to apply to. Hi, Humphrey. Hi, Nabila. Thanks for your comments. Where in the world are you today? Are you in Nigeria? Okay, I see Rita's from Nigeria. Hi, Rita. You're in Lagos and you're applying for the BBA. That's fantastic. Who here is aiming for the March 1 intake? Are you guys able to hear me? I see someone under the name of Techno is saying that they can't hear. I'm sorry about that, but can everybody hear me just fine? Okay, I think Nabila can hear me, Rita as well. Okay, great. So I think enough attendees have joined. Looks like we're not going to have a lot of attendees in today's webinar, and that's perfectly fine. That means that hopefully I can answer your more specific questions today. So let me just start by introducing myself to everybody. My name is Mai, and I'm a senior Nexford Application Specialist. I've been with Nexford for almost 4 years now, and during that time, of course, I've spoken with so many aspiring learners such as yourselves. And one of the most common questions that I get is how exactly will I be studying online at Nexford? How is the online learning experience like? And that's what I'm here to do today, to show you as much as I can of the online platform and also hopefully answer any burning questions you guys have about the learning journey and the learning experience at Nexford. So please, guys, make sure to prepare your questions and please send them in the Q&A box or the Q&A section of the Zoom webinar. That way I can get to your questions at the end of the webinar. And just to let you know, this webinar is being recorded. So if you do wish to watch a playback, just ask our team for that, and then we'll be happy to send that over to you, of course. And in the case that you need to, of course, exit the webinar for any reason, as long as you've registered, you should be able to also watch a playback of the webinar. All right, just a couple more highs here. I see on the chat. Hi, Tunde. Hi, Baba Tunde as well. We have Abdul Latif also from Lagos, Nigeria. Okay, so we have 3 people so far or more that are interested in the MBA. That's great. I see Babatunde Salao is aiming for the 1st of March. Fantastic. Okay, so I will be covering also the application process, guys, just in case some of you are not aware yet of how to apply at Nexford and are aiming for the March 1 intake. I hope people such as Babatunde have already figured out the application process. If not, I'll do my best to cover that today also to help you guys. Okay, with that, I will start sharing my screen so that everybody can see how the online learning platform looks like. Okay, I've started sharing my screen, guys. It may take a few seconds. Love just for a show from everybody, if everybody can just tell me you know, if you can see my screen, if you can just maybe raise your hand, say a yes on chat, something like that. Just let me know that everybody can see my screen. Okay, I had to pause it for a second, guys, but I do believe everybody can see my screen. I see a lot of yeses and some people raised their hands, so that's fantastic. All right, let's get started. So what you guys are currently looking at is the main platform of the online learning experience at Nexford, right? So this learning management system is called Canvas. And if you guys haven't heard of Canvas before, it may be a platform that others have used also in online studying. It is something that can be customized depending, of course, on the learning institution. So Canvas is being used by other top universities like Harvard and Oxford. So I'm sure you guys will find that this is super user-friendly, and I'm excited to show you guys some of its very user-friendly features today. And the great thing about Canvas, where you can study, with Nexford University, is that there is also a mobile application. It's called Canvas Student. All right, so anybody can download this application, whether you're using an Android phone or an iPhone. So it is available on both. Just search for Canvas Student. And once you get enrolled at Nexford, so once you've applied and completely enrolled, and you get your login information, your login credentials, you should be able to use that to search for Nexford University and log into your enrolled program. All right, and then that way everybody can study on their phone, on the go. The great thing at Nexford is that there aren't fixed times to do your studying. So there are deadlines, of course, to meet for assignments, for participation, and so on. And you are required to complete every single course at Nexford at least within 8 weeks. So that's 2 months. That's honestly more than enough time, which is why a lot of our learners are able to complete their program much faster than the average duration stipulated on the website for each program. So yeah, just keep that in mind, guys. Anybody can finish faster. I'm happy to elaborate on that also towards the end of the webinar. So if you do have a question about how to do that, please send it in the Q&A section and I'll try to explain that to you guys a little further. But yeah, like I said, there aren't any fixed times to log in. So you can log in at the beginning of the day, middle of the day, end of the day, any day of the week, so long as you meet those deadlines that you will be very well aware of course, while you're studying at Nexford. And one of the ways that you can be very well aware of those deadlines, of course, is by completing the NXU orientation. So again, this is the main homepage, right? And this is the main dashboard of the online platform. And these 4 boxes here represent either the courses that you're enrolled in at Nexford or resources that you always have access to. So when I say resources you always have access to, I specifically am talking about the writing lab, which I will cover a little later on. And then these 2 courses right here, they represent an MBA course, which is leadership and organizational development. That's one of the sort of earlier on MBA courses. And then we have roadmap to success, which is a BBA course. But the orientation, which I mentioned earlier, this is what you need to complete once you get enrolled at Nexford. So you've completed your application, you've completed your enrollment, you've already chosen the date that you wish to start your program. You will be required anytime from the day that you've enrolled up until before you start your official first course of your chosen program to already complete the NXU orientation. So the NXU orientation sort of serves as your welcome package once you get enrolled at Nexford. So when you click on that, you'll find that this course is much shorter than any Nexford course. Every Nexford course has 6 modules, as well as a final project. So let me show you the difference. For the NXU orientation, you'll find there's an introduction part, and then we start with module 1, 2, and 3, and then a closing, and that's it. So that's how short the orientation is, which, like I said, is sort of just your welcome package of Nexford. Whereas this MBA course, if I go to the module section, you'll also find that the table of contents are different, right? So the orientation is quite short, whereas every other Nexford course is set up in the same way with the same, elements in the table of contents right here. So we start off with a community discussion. I'll show you guys how that is. So this is included in every single course, by the way. So this is our discussion forum. So there is a discussion forum that is embedded in every single Nexford course. For this one, because I'm just starting off, it tells me, of course, to introduce myself, to tell everybody a bit about myself. And then here's just an example post for everybody. A learner can post something like this. They can put a photo, they can introduce themselves, what they're doing, where in the world they're from, and so on. And then other learners can reply to that. They can do a thumbs up. And a discussion can keep going, right? So normally these discussion forums are literally what that is, a discussion. So you'll find a lot more posts that are back and forth, and they get posted there for the community discussion section of every single course. All right, so aside from the community discussion, if you scroll to the bottom, you'll find module 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, like I said. So every course has 6 modules and then a final project. And you'll find that under these modules, there are different sections. So the learning part is, of course, the thing that you need to study. Expand is an option for you. You can do this for additional learning. I will get back to this later on. And then the parts that say required are the ones that you get graded on. These are the assignments. So every Nexford course has 5 graded assignments that you need to complete. So that being the first one, get 2, 3, 5. And then you have one last final project that you get graded on. So there's a total of 6 graded assignments in every Nexford course. Total 6 graded assignments, and those are what form your GPA at Nexford. So we don't have exams. It's not like regular school or traditional schools. So we are not grading you depending on some sort of exam. We grade you on practical experience, right? So you need to apply the skills that you're learning in your programs, and through your grades from the assignments and from the final projects, that is how you can prove to Nexford that you are actually learning, what we're teaching you through the courses and the modules, and you're able to apply them through the projects and various assignments that you're doing, and that will form your total GPA. So that is just an overview of the courses and, the NXU orientation, but let's, jump deeper into the NXU orientation for everybody. I will start with the introduction part of the orientation. All right, so you'll see here just a welcome from our founder and CEO, Fadl Tarzi. And in this video, he tells everybody a bit about the mission of Nexford and how we got started. So I'd love to play this for you guys just for a few seconds.
It's been said that the future is a convenient place for dreams, so why not dream big? I've always known education changes lives, but I first realized its impact over a decade ago. On my entrepreneurial journey, I saw a gap between the skills of college graduates and the needs of employers. With my own startups, I struggled to find people with the right competencies. For example, I couldn't find a software engineer with effective communication skills. I couldn't find the creative designers who could plan. I thought to myself,
it's just an example for you guys. Of course, you can watch it in its entirety, hopefully once you get enrolled at Nexford. But I just want to say with this video right here, this is just a small example of the different and dynamic elements through which you're going to be doing your studying at Nexford. So it's not just going to be a lot of text. We don't want our learners falling asleep. So there's going to be a lot of things to always keep you engaged. There are going to be videos like these. Sometimes there will be embedded YouTube videos, embedded, audio clips, blog length articles, little exercises that you need to complete before you move forward, and, outside resources, blogs, and so much more. So there's always something to keep you engaged. And I hope I get the chance to show you some of that today if you guys want. So also let me know. Make sure to send your question in the Q&A part so that I can get to that hopefully at the end of the webinar. So you'll find with this video, there is an option to download a written transcript. So every Nexford video also has that option. You can download a written transcript of the video, which can make things, of course, much easier for everybody also. As you go through the introduction of the orientation, you'll find that from the beginning, we tell you about some things you can join that can help you with your journey at Nexford, with your studying experience, and it can really help you to have a sort of support system. So you can join NXU learning communities, and these are led by other Nexford learners who are also expert in specific industries. So you'll find out what those are, and depending on what you're interested in, you can choose which one you want to join. So if you're into entrepreneurship, you can join that one. If you're into finance, HR, or marketing, you can join those instead. So aside from the NXU learning communities, and again, guys, sorry I didn't mention, but when I say NXU, just if that wasn't already clear, this stands for Nexford University. So I might say that a lot. All right, so aside from that, there are also learner WhatsApp groups. So these study groups are, of course, specific to learners, and you'll find that there are so many different types of WhatsApp groups. Some are country specific, intake specific, or program specific. If you don't find the type of WhatsApp group that you're looking for, you even have the option of starting up your own WhatsApp group by letting our team know, specifically our success team. I'll tell you guys who those are shortly. But I really recommend you guys join these WhatsApp groups from the beginning. It's really useful, I would say, to have a study buddy throughout your programs, but especially if they're studying, of course, the same program that you have. All right. So that is just as you keep going, we'll tell you about other types of support that you get. We'll tell you about the different offerings that we have at Nexford, all of our different programs. And then you'll be required, of course, to go through the University Starter Kit. So through here, you're going to learn much more about how you can add more than one course at the same time. So that's course load. You can learn about how the courses are ordered and if they're in a specific order and what can you change and so on. You can discover that everybody can take a leave of absence. So that's what we call taking a break from your program. So we understand that life happens. If at any point you need to take a break from your program, just let our team know as soon as possible. And I know for sure they're going to help accommodate you depending on your circumstances. So everyone is given a certain leave allowance. For the BBA, I believe that's, for the MBA, I believe that's 4 to 6 months, depending on your circumstances. For the BBA, that's 6 to 8 months, also depending on your circumstances. So let our team know if ever you need an extension. I'm sure they're going to be able to help you out with that. Of course, when you pause your program, during that time, you're not going to be paying for your programs. Nexford, you only pay for the number of months you spend studying. All right, and then here, of course, you're going to learn more also about the course timeline, when are the participation deadlines, when are the assignment deadlines, and so on. You're going to be very well acquainted about all those guidelines before you even get started. And then more on the support that you get. And then also about the tools that you download. So you're going to be required, of course, to download Microsoft Teams. You're going to be communicating with faculty as well as other learners through that. And as an expert learner, you do get a free, full Microsoft license for all of the Microsoft tools. And then here other support. So I mentioned success team. When I say success team, those are comprised of success advisors. So success advisors can serve as sort of your coach or your mentor throughout your Nexford program. They are there to help you with anything learning related. So whether it is you having any struggles with your online program, with navigating through it, it can be technical, it can be study-wise. Maybe you need to reach out to your professor, you're unable to, you want to pause your program, whichever, anything that is learning related, it is our success team that you need to go to ask for that. So there's even a booking page for our success team where you can choose what type of session you want. So whether you're an existing learner, whether you've just newly enrolled, or whether you have questions, in regards to taking a break, something like that. So just pick the timing that you want, the day, and also, the date and the timing, put in your info and book. And it's that easy also to have a session with a success advisor. Okay, guys, that is just a sneak peek, of course, of the orientation. It does have 3 modules, and this is just the introduction part. So there's a lot more to unpack there. So do let me know if anyone has any questions so far of the parts that I've covered. If not, I will just move on. Okay, I think nobody has questions about this section. And if you do, again, send them in and I'll get to them at the end. So we're back to the dashboard here. Let me talk about just some of the basic features. So on the left side, this is the left side navigation pane, and this follows you everywhere, no matter where you are in the online platform. So that follows you as well as Ask NXU. So some people tend to forget about this little, very helpful virtual advisor. Right, so this is for common questions. So any FAQs that normally get asked. So maybe you have a question that you feel isn't too complicated, and it could be common, and you don't necessarily need to reach out to your success advisor for that or anybody in our team. Just type it in here, and I'm sure you're going to find a response for it. We even have some suggested articles. So sometimes if you're asking a specific question, you can find the response here. And if it still doesn't quite respond, or reply to your question, you'll often find another point of contact you can reach out to in case you have further questions. All right, so that is Ask NXU, this little tool right here. On the left side, of course, account is where you can edit your account information and settings. Dashboard always takes you to the home page here. Courses, if you click on that, it gives you an overview of the courses that you're enrolled in. And then for the calendar, when I go to the calendar here, you'll find that there are already items that are added automatically to your calendar, depending on the courses that you're enrolled in. So on the left side, on the right side rather, you'll see here they have different colors, right? So these do get reflected in the calendar, and this is something that you can actually control and change from the homepage, from the dashboard. So these are just some fun features you can have with the online platform. You can change the color of the courses. You can even do a color overlay, and these things do reflect in the calendar. It can be easier for you. So the great thing is, of course, these get added automatically, so you never miss out on any assignments or any deadlines, but you can also click anywhere and add your own items, right? So you can add your own event, you can add your own to-do item. Do you want to flesh that out a little bit more? Then just click on more options, where you can add in much more details and then just create that event. Another great thing is, of course, the calendar can be synced or synchronized with your PC or your laptop or your mobile phone, should you also download the mobile application. All right, that's the calendar. And then we have the inbox, which is one of the easiest ways that you can communicate with anybody in the online platform. So in the inbox, you do get reminders or announcements from faculty, and I will describe this also in a bit. But most importantly, I want to show you how easy it is to compose a new message. There's a button right here. If you click on that, you can pick the course that you're enrolled in, for example, leadership and organizational development. Do you want to speak with a student? Do you want to speak with a teacher? Let's say a student, somebody named Abigail, and then you put your subject, your message, and send, and it's that easy to talk with another learner or anybody really in our online global community. Okay, and of course, you can access the inbox in the mobile application also. All right, and so I just showed you an example of you messaging a student, right? So let's say you don't know who the students that are learning with you are yet. So, and you're already enrolled in leadership and organizational development, for example. I want to show you where you can go to figure out who else is enrolled in this course with you. So when you click on any course on the table, in the table of contents, you'll find a section called People. If you click on that, it should show you a list of all the other learners that are enrolled in the course with you. And to figure out if they're a student or if they're the teacher, you should find that under role. Of course, again, guys, this is just a demo, so you would be finding a lot more learners than this in the single course. And there should be just one teacher. In this course, for example, it's Dr. Bill Reed. You can click on them. They would have a profile. They would have contact information, whichever they've added to their profile, also their email address and so on. And that way you can know who else to contact. And it's one of the best ways you can also get acquainted and meet other learners from all around the world. Okay, that's the inbox. Of course, history will just show you the last pages that you accessed in the online platform, so you can easily navigate back to that. And then finally, we have LinkedIn Learning and Library. So if I go to these, I will finally be covering just the learner benefits you get studying at Nexford. So one of the many learner benefits is our NXU library, which is a robust library of over 60 million resources that covers so many different topics and industries around the world. So you can jump to a specific group here, so you can just scroll through them. So these include encyclopedias, they include research papers, blogs, articles, so much more. So this can be such a very valuable research tool for you as you're studying at Nexford. You can even just do it for additional learning, for additional reading, and so on. Okay, that is the library. And then we also have LinkedIn Learning. So if you haven't heard of LinkedIn Learning yet, as a Nexford learner, you get unlimited access to over 16,000 LinkedIn Learning courses and videos at no extra cost. So these can be, of course, related to your Nexford program, or they don't even have to be, right? Maybe you're interested in another topic in another industry that isn't actually already included in your Nexford program, then it's completely up to you to search for any subject, any topic. Just, courses can range anywhere from 5 minutes to 4 hours, depending on what you're looking for. And the great thing is that when you complete any LinkedIn Learning course, you do get a certificate of completion. A lot of our learners love this benefit. They do add it to their CV or their resume. It's a great way to show off to your employer or your community that you are learning on the go. You're not just waiting to complete your Nexford program to apply the skills that you're learning. Right, so that is LinkedIn Learning, and I've finished all the items in the navigation pane. What's left for me is to, of course, discuss the other learner benefits. But before I do that, and before I forget, I do want to tell you guys about the Writing Lab, also one of the many learner benefits. You click on Writing Lab, you start off with a couple of announcements, which I'll explain to you. But let's just jump to the intro part of the Writing Lab. So what is the Writing Lab? So we know that not everybody is a natural born writer. And specifically for the type of assignments that you may be required to do while you're studying at Nexford, you may be required to use certain formatting you've never used before, such as APA formatting. So we're going to teach you all about that. You're going to know how to use that. The Writing Lab is a place that you can always access. So this doesn't go away from your main dashboard. It's not something you complete and then it gets tucked away. You'll always have access to this as you're studying at Nexford. It can help you improve your academic writing and improve your English skills. And then you'll find a module section also here. So these have a couple of research papers and blogs, or even some videos, and they cover many different areas, whether you need help with English grammar, paragraph structure, so on, and then some FAQs also. And if these still don't answer your question, then I recommend you go ahead and schedule a one-on-one session with a Writing Lab coach on board, which is Caroline Fernandez. So you would have seen her name a few times so far in the online platform, and her picture at the bottom here also. So she was very helpful. You can find a little bio for her here. Sorry, the guys, yeah, there you go. And that's the picture I was talking about. And then there's a link to book a one-on-one session with her. So it's quite similar to the page I showed you earlier for the success advisors, for the success team. But for Caroline, you'll find a personal booking page where you can book a 30-minute session or a 30-minute call with Caroline Fernandez. Just pick the day that suits you, pick the timing, put in your info and book. And it's that easy to have a one-on-one session with Caroline where you can, ask her anything that you need in relation to writing. And so that is one option for you. The alternative is to join these drop-in sessions that she regularly holds. She probably holds them every week. So you do get these sort of reminders of these announcements at the top of the Writing Lab page here. You also receive them in your inbox. You guys would have seen it earlier, which I said I would explain to you guys also. So the great thing about these sessions, these drop-in sessions, is that they can be joined by other Nexford learners around the world. So that is an alternative for you if you don't just want that one-on-one session and you want to have the opportunity to meet other learners from around the world. So I really recommend you join these. That's not the only benefit, but also she will announce pre-hand maybe what topics she's going to cover in these drop-in sessions, and they often get recorded. So you can watch a playback of it. There will also be like a PowerPoint presentation that she often also sets up and things like that. So I really recommend you keep an eye out for these drop-in sessions. They could be really useful for you. And I think just hearing the different questions that may be posed in these, writing lab sessions also, I think will be really useful. Okay, guys, does anyone have any questions? We're nearing the end of our webinar here, so I'm just going to cover a couple of other items related to the benefits that you get at Nexford. So please let me know if you have any questions, prepare them so I can answer them very shortly. Okay, let's go to the career page on our website. So anybody can access this just by going to nexford.org/career. If you go to this website here, you'll find a lot more info about how exactly Nexford is going to help you with your career during your program and even after you graduate. So there's some basic info here just about how it can help you with personal branding, how you can advance your career. If you're studying an MBA, you get your first career planning session during your 3rd month learning with us, for example. Of course, you get help from our success team, from our career team also. And we can help you with anything from how to prepare for jobs, how to set up your CV or your resume, how to apply, and so on. And if you scroll to the bottom, we talk about the different things that you have access to, one of which, of course, is LinkedIn Learning, which I already covered earlier. And we also have IBM Digital Nation Africa. So if you are based in Africa, and luckily I think most of you in the call with me today are probably based in Africa. So that means you will also have access to IBM Digital Nation Africa. And this is more for those that are interested maybe in tech-related programs. So that can be, programming, it can be AI, it can be cybersecurity. so on. If that is your area of interest, then this is definitely the place for you. And then we also have localized. So this is one of our many great offerings. You can check out localized also through this website. So you can just go to career and click on here also to watch a demo of localized. So it is a platform where you can create a profile for yourself. You can get connected with career coaches and mentors around the world. You can even join virtual job fairs. So it's a really great place to also get yourself out there and get those extra, tips and advice also to get globally recognized. All right, last but not least, you'll find that also at the bottom here, we talked to you about the global grid. And we should be talking to you about Forage also. So let me tell you about the global grid. This is an initiative that we launched earlier, I believe, last year, and it is called the Global Grid. It's a mentorship program that is, it is to enable talent around the world to prepare for remote jobs. So you'll find that there are webinars that can be joined by anybody. So these are open to the public. If you're already in our mailing list, then you should be receiving notifications about any upcoming webinars. Otherwise, you can just go to our events page on our website to keep an eye for any webinars that are upcoming. Alternatively, there are these group mentoring sessions that are exclusive only to Nexford learners. So you have to be enrolled to be able to have access to this. And you'll find that our mentors come from all around the world. They work in top companies like Samsung and Coca-Cola and so much more. So this is one of the many ways we help you with your career. Alternatively, there is something called Forage also. So we partnered up with them also, and they are a career resource where you can get virtual work experience at real companies like JP Morgan and Accenture. So this is a free resource and it complements your learning, of course, as you get to apply the skills that you're learning. Plus, you can actually choose to share your task submissions with recruiters, which can definitely lead to interview opportunities for internships. And you'll find that in case this may be confusing for you, you don't know where to start, just like LinkedIn Learning, you'll find that we also have them embedded in the courses. So we will recommend for you certain Forage, courses or whichever that you can take that are related to the modules that you're studying. So let me show you an example for this course right here. So this is a virtual work experience program that you can take that is related to this specific course of Nexford. And you'll find that these are applied everywhere, the same as LinkedIn Learning. So we will drop those in for you already in the actual courses, in the case that we find it is related to the program that you're studying, or the course rather. Hey guys, I know that was a mouthful. There is a lot to cover in our online platform. I did my best here with the little time that we had. So I hope you guys found that informative and insightful. And now is the time to answer questions. So if you have any questions about anything I've covered so far, please don't hesitate to ask. I will answer them in these last few minutes that we have in today's webinar. Come on, guys, I'm sure you guys have questions. Unless you have fully studied our online platform and you know everything about our online application process, then that would be great. If not, I'm happy to describe it for everybody. Okay, we have our first question. Fantastic. Thank you, Demola. She says, so I can start by registering, right? Yes. So anybody can start the application anytime. So our programs start in the beginning of every month. So that is the first of every month. Our next intake is March 1st. So anybody can start the application anytime. The great thing is that you can save your progress online. You can exit the online application and come back later and continue where you left off. In case you are feeling pressured to complete the application in one go, don't worry, you can start and go back to it anytime. It's going to save your progress. But generally, the online application takes about just 15 minutes. Anybody can complete their application in 15 minutes. I think you can finish it even faster if you make sure to understand the admission requirements for the program that you've chosen. So Ademola, let me also share with you the link to apply. Some questions coming in on the chat. That's great. Shortly, let me just share. And that in Tadamola, but it's public, so everybody can also benefit from the answer to that question. All right, we have a question from Babatunde who says, hi, can you explain the specialization programs on the MBA? I mean, what difference does it make when you specialize and when you don't? That is such a good question. So just to let you know, of course, it is beneficial for anybody to take the MBA in general. So if you opt for the general MBA, that's also okay. Choosing a specialization is definitely optional. So not everybody has to choose a specialization. You have a lot of time to decide that before you finish your Nexford program. So you don't want anybody to feel pressured to decide from the start. So let's say you've enrolled for our MBA and you discovered midway that you would actually like to have a specialization, just let our team know, and they're going to help you with that, of course. The difference is, I think a specialization makes you stand out in the crowd than just taking a general MBA. Yes, of course, you will still learn, relevant job skills that is, needed in today's global market just by studying our MBA. So we have a skills-based, curriculum, which means competency-based curriculum means that you're learning skills that you can apply right away, even to your current job or to a job you're applying for, and so on. And we've seen that happen a lot. So it's still very beneficial just taking a general MBA, but you will definitely stand out from the crowd if you choose a specialization, because that means you are also specialized in a specific field. And the 5 MBA specializations that we offer are specializations, in fields or industries that are in top demand today. So it's really going to make you an asset at any organization. So I recommend you check out those specializations and you consider it. If you still need more advice about which specialization to go for, just ask our success team once you're a learner, or you can book a consultation in regards to this from our website. So let me also share with you a link where you can book a consultation, speak with somebody specifically if you want to figure out from early on, whether or not you are going to take a specialization. And I will share it on chat for everyone. Okay. I have a question from Tunde Olawani, who says, how many courses can I enroll per month? Also fantastic question. So anybody can go 1 course at a time. That is, of course, the minimum, 1 course every 2 months. The maximum number of courses that you can enroll in every 2 months is 4 courses. So you can get enrolled in 4 courses at the same time, and you can in fact finish those 4 courses in less than the 2 months. You can finish them in 1 month, you can finish them in 2 months. So some people go at a pace of 2 courses at the same time, some people go 3 courses at the same time, maximum of 4. Like I said, so the more number of courses you take, of course, at the same time, allows you to finish your overall program faster. So a good example of that is if you are enrolled in our MBA degree program, the average duration to complete our MBA is 18 months. That is a year and a half. A lot of graduates, MBA graduates, have already completed the program in just 12 months, in just 1 year. Some have finished in 10, some have finished in a record-breaking 6 months. So again, it depends on everybody's own pace, their ability, of course, to take more than 1 course at the same time, their schedule, their goals, so on. But it also greatly depends on your grade. So the higher your GPA is, the higher your overall grade is, the more number of courses you'll be allowed to take at the same time. So I hope that answers your question, Tunde. On chat, I see a question from Humphrey. What are the specializations you offer in your MBA? Good question. Let me send you the link for that. Send it on chat for everybody. We have 5 MBA specializations. That is sustainability, doing business across the world, enabling e-commerce, advanced AI and the future of automation, and managing hyperconnectivity. Everyone. You're welcome, Rita. I'm glad you found it very interesting. Rita's also asking, when will the March intake commence lecture? Is there a center for Lagos learners to meet? Also great questions. So first of all, March intake will start on March 1. So literally every intake we have starts on the 1st of that month. So if you are unable to join March 1, you can join April 1, May 1, June 1, and so on. But the important thing to remember is whichever intake you're aiming for, you need to make sure you get enrolled on the 27th of the previous month. That is the deadline. So, and of course, since February is a shorter month, guys, so just for this month, the enrollment deadline is earlier. So if anyone wants to join the March 1 intake, you have to make sure you get your application in, you pay at least the first month of your tuition, you get fully enrolled by maximum February 26. So mark that date, guys, if anybody is aiming for the March 1 intake. Okay, we have a question from Adamola. Oh, sorry, wait, I think I missed another question from Rita. Yeah. Is there a center for Lagos learners to meet? I'm not sure if they're accepting any visits currently, but we did have a community space, or we do supposedly have a community space in Lagos and Abuja, where Nigerian learners can definitely meet up. You can even go there. You need to book, of course, first with our team though. So let me send you the link for that. You need to book a date to go there. And then once you're there, of course, you can do your studying even from there. But of course, you need to bring your own laptop and so on to do your studying. So studying will still be 100% online. And aside from the Lagos community space or the Abuja one, we do hold regular local events as much as we can. We have had a graduation ceremony held for Nigerian graduates last September. We hope to hold one and plan to hold one every year. Otherwise, people can also join around the world. You can fly to Washington, D.C. to attend the graduation ceremony there. We will help, of course, graduates with a visa, invitation letter and so on. So if you think you're going to graduate anytime soon, I don't believe I have learners with me yet on this call, but once you get enrolled, I hope you guys will be able to join the graduation ceremony there, maybe by 2024. That is an elaborate answer to your question, Rita. I hope that answers it for you. Let me share for you also the community space. Okay, question from Ademola. Are there opportunities for scholarships? Definitely, yes. So aside from, of course, our fees being, designed to be affordable, tailored to be affordable, for every market around the world, we have literally tailored our fees to be affordable for every market. So they do vary depending on location. So you do need to check out our tuition page. And a Nexford degree, costs less than the average online American degree by 87%. That is huge. So we are definitely one of the most affordable online American universities in the world. Aside from that, we do regularly offer scholarships. You can head over to our scholarships page to check out which we currently have on offer. Share that with you as well. And sometimes we hold certain promotions or things like that each month. So I recommend you reach out to our team directly to see if we have anything available for you. I will share everybody. You're welcome, Rita, by the way. I was happy to answer the question. I will share with everyone our WhatsApp link as well, our WhatsApp information. So anybody who wants to chat with us on WhatsApp for additional questions, this is our main WhatsApp line. You will be met by a Nexford Application Specialist who will be more than happy to answer any questions that you have. Alternatively, you can email our team at help@nexford.org if you have maybe a bigger question that you need to ask our team, and we'll do our best to get back to you as soon as possible. So guys, I've just sent the WhatsApp number on chat. Alternatively, you can click on this WhatsApp link and then chat with us online. That is an option for you also. You're welcome, Rita. So again, guys, our deadline join the March 1 intake is the 26th of February. Put that on chat just in case no one's got that. I will also share with everybody an application guide. This is super useful. So this is a detailed step-by-step PDF guide that tells everybody how exactly to apply at Nexford. So it takes you through the application process. It takes you even through the enrollment process. So applying is different than enrolling. Applying is the first stage. Once you've gotten that through, next thing is to enroll. So if anybody wants clarification on this while you have me on the line, please ask away and I can answer you before we end our webinar today. Come on, guys, going once, going twice. We are going to finish the webinar very soon. Okay, Rita, I guess Rita's logging off. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that was insightful for you, and I cannot wait for you to join our global learner community as well, Rita. Hey guys, I guess there are no more questions. Again, if you remember anything that you forgot to ask during the webinar, please don't hesitate to reach out through the contact information that I shared on chat. Our team will be happy to assist you. We'll be happy to guide you through the application process so you can hopefully have a successful application at Nexford and join our team very soon. So don't hesitate to reach out. And again, thanks everybody for joining me from wherever in the world you are today. Have a good day, have a good afternoon or a good evening, and thanks again for joining, and I wish you the best of luck. Okay, Babatunde has one last question. One more question on the Canvas platform, please. Please ask away, Babatunde. For those who don't have additional questions, please feel free if you need to go. I can see Rita, the same here. Bye. Thanks a lot, Rita. I loved your questions today. Babatunde says, I just downloaded it and it's requesting for sign-in details. Do you mean the Canvas, you mean the online platform, or do you mean the mobile application? Babatunde, if you have not yet enrolled at Nexford, you need to enroll first in order to have your login information. So what I showed everybody today is the online platform specifically for learners, right? So you need to already be studying at Nexford. Have you started your application yet, Babatunde? Thank you, Tunde. Thank you, Ajalaja and Humphrey. Thanks everyone for joining. Nabila as well. Thank you so much. You're welcome, guys. It was my pleasure to tell you more about the online learning experience. And Babatunde, please note that you need to apply. So you need to apply, pay the $20 application fee, submit your details, submit your application, get a positive decision, hopefully by our admissions team. Once accepted, then you need to get enrolled. Choose your, when you get enrolled, you need to pay at least the first month of your program tuition, choose your program start date, choose your payment frequency, sign the enrollment agreement, and then you get fully enrolled at Nexford. So are you fully enrolled, Babatunde? Did you pay your first month already of your program? Okay, then that is why you're unable to access our online platform, Babatunde. They see that you haven't paid the first month yet, so you've only applied. People that are still applicants are not able to access the online platform yet. You need to be able learner, a Nexford learner. To be a Nexford learner, you need to complete your enrollment and choose your start date, and then you should be able to have access to the online platform anytime from the day you fully enrolled up until the date that you have chosen to start your program. So for example, you've enrolled in February and you chose to start your program June 1. From the day you've enrolled, you should have access up until you start your official program. And the great thing about that is that means you have a lot of time to go through the online platform. You will have early access to all of the learner benefits. You'll have 3 to 4 months to go through our online platform to finish the NXU orientation, the welcome package. You can already do your LinkedIn learning courses. You can access our NXU library. There's so much you can do in those 3 to 4 months. That is, of course, dependent on when you wish to start your program. So please, Babatunde, follow the guide that I shared earlier. It'll show you the guide for the application process. Let me send you the section for enrollment. So it's the same PDF. Also, guys, if anyone's still with me on the line here, I see 9 participants. So follow the guide. It's the same one for the application process, but you need to jump to page 15 to see more info about the enrollment stage. So please complete your enrollment. I don't know, Babatunde, which intake you're aiming for. So if you're aiming for March 1, you need to get your enrollment done by the 26th of February. Please don't hesitate to reach out to our team. We can even arrange for a Nexford Application Specialist to call you on the phone to guide you through the application process if you're facing any challenges with that. Okay, guys. Thanks again for those who stuck around until the end. I will need to wrap up our call here today. If you have additional questions that I was not able to get to, I do apologize for that. So just send us a message on WhatsApp or email our team, and we will answer any additional questions that you have. You should get a response pretty quickly, so don't hesitate to send in your questions today, and the team should get within 24 hours maximum. All right, guys, thanks again for joining, and thanks for those who stayed on for this additional timing. It was a pleasure giving you the virtual tour today. I do hold these virtual tours one-on-one also weekly. So there is a booking page. Let me share that with you also. So if you would like to see more of the online platform, then you follow this link I will share with you now, where you can book a one-on-one session with me like this. So it'll be a virtual tour of the online platform also, except it'll be a one-on-one and I can show you more of the online platform. And yet there is a community space in Abuja, Ademola. All right. I sent the link for our Nigeria page also earlier. And then again now quickly for everyone. Okay, guys, thank you again. Thanks so much for taking up the time to stay with me up until the end of the tour. I wish you guys have a great day, and I cannot wait for you to join our global learner community. Take care, everyone. Bye.